Hello everybody, here we are in another session of grammar. In this case you are going to see the passive voice. What is the passive voice? The passive voice is used to show interest in the person or object that experiences an action rather than the person or object that performs the action. In other words, the most important thing or person becomes the subject of the sentence. As you can see in the example, you have two sentences. The first one is done in active voice. It says, the dog chased the cat. The dog is the subject, chased is the verb, and the cat is the complement. But if I change this sentence into the passive voice, I'm going to see and say, the cat, which was the object, now is going to be the subject of my sentence. And I'm going to say, the cat was chased by the dog. When do we use the passive voice? We use the passive voice when we want to draw attention to the person or thing that was affected by the action of the subject. We are not interested in the doer of the action. The passive voice is common in academic writing. However, it should be avoided in persuasive writing. Example, the pyramids were built around 400 before Christ. Here the focus is on the pyramids and not on the person who built them, and hence we prefer the passive voice. Passive voice formation. The passive forms are created by combining a form of be with the past participle of the main verb. Here we have a table where we are going to see the changes of the sentences from the active into the passive voice using different tenses. In this case we have present continuous. I am making a cake. Changing into the passive can be a cake is being made. In the past simple, I made a cake, and in the passive voice is a cake was made. So if you see, the verb is changing according to the tense we want to use. The past continuous, it says I was making a cake. In the passive is a cake was being made. Present perfect, I have made a cake. A cake has been made. Past perfect, I had made a cake. Into the passive, a cake had been made. Future simple, I will make a cake. Into the passive is a cake will be made. Future be going to, I'm going to make a cake. And in the passive is a cake is going to be made. If we want to use a modal verb, we have I must make a cake, and changing into the past is going to be a cake must be made. Here we have another grammatical point, expressions of purpose. These structures express purpose and answer the question why something is done. We use for, to, so as to, in order to express purpose in the affirmative form. Let's look at some examples. He is looking for a part-time job to save some money. The purpose of looking for a part-time job is that this person wants to save some money. The other example says, she wakes up early in order to be on time to work. So the purpose in this case also is to be on time to work. They visited him so as to offer their condolences for the death of his wife. Purpose with so that. You can also express purpose with so that. In this case, you generally need to use a modal. Example: he got a visa so that he can travel to the USA. So the purpose is in this case also to get a visa in order to travel to the USA. Purpose with for. For may be followed by either a noun or a verb plus ing. Example: I stopped there for a chat. The other one: this mop is for cleaning the floor.